Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm an Amika Lead Pro Educator, and this is Lindsay, my lovely model. Today we are going to be styling Lindsay's beautiful hair and focusing on volume and a little technique that I've been calling fringe benefits. So it's going to be a volume-based styling technique that's going to be really fun and fuss-free, and it really is beneficial for people that have layers or fringe in the front. I'm going to show you how I like to go about styling those things in a really contemporary way. To do styling, we are going to be using something really exciting. We're going to be using the new Amika Holiday Kit for this year, High Rise Hair. Okay, so when you purchase this kit, it's going to come in a cute little tin like this. And it's a repurposable tin. I like to use these in my salon. Inside of it, when you get it, you're going to get 3D volume shampoo and conditioner. We went ahead and shampooed Lindsay with this already, and I've left one panel on the top of her head so I can show you how I would blow dry these products in there. 3D shampoo is really amazing because you can use it from root to tip, and it's going to add volume. So generally with shampoo, we stay right concentrated at the roots, but this particular one isn't going to dehydrate your hair, and it's not aggressive. It doesn't have any sulfates. It's actually going to promote hair growth as well as add density and volume. So when we think about volume, sometimes people think if you have a lot of hair, you don't need volume. This is a perfect example of, I'm gonna show volume product on like really long, dense hair, because dense hair also lacks volume sometimes because it's really heavy. The conditioner here is going to be used from your mid lengths down to your ends, and it's super hydrating, has a lot of shine without weighing your hair down. It's actually going to increase the feel of the thickness of your hair and allows it to sit up and build volume on itself. The third product in here is what we're going to use first, and it's plus size volume mousse. I'm gonna take this panel on top of Lindsay's hair here, and I'm just going to towel dry it. So it's been towel dried, and I'm gonna take a palm size amount of plus size. So that this is gonna work is I'm going to give it a good shake, and I'm gonna point it into my hand and get a ball size amount. I'm just going in and distributing that all the way from the roots to the tips. Now I'm gonna create some little subsections for myself. So teach you how to do a little bit. I'm just gonna divide this into workable sections for my round brush, and I'm gonna go in just in this mohawk section, and I'm going to round brush everything over directed forward to give her more volume. So now I've dried everything forward on Lindsay's hair in the mohawk, and I use that plus size so you can see how much volume she's got already, like just from drying forward. So stylists, I like to use a round brush in the salon just because I get a little bit of extra bevel in the front and lots of volume throughout the crown and the top of the head. But if you are a client at home, like I just told Lindsay, you could use a paddle brush, you could use a detangling brush, you could use your hands even. The real key for you at home is going to be to tilt your head forward and blow dry forward. You're going to really want to get the hair dry from the root and get that plus size mousse dried in there so you get lots of volume throughout the top of your head. Okay? So now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get into the mid lengths and ends of her hair and start giving it some style and bevel, right? So for the whole underneath of her head, and by underneath I mean I'm going to take everything from the ears up, and I'm gonna clip this up into a sectioning clip, and I'm gonna work with the things just underneath. I want to build volume for this look, but I want it to be really natural, kind of tasseled, very like reminiscent of some of these like 70s shag vibes that we have going on right now. They're super popular. So I'm just gonna take her hair and I'm gonna clip it up out of the way in a sectioning clip. And I'm going to use my Confidant Styler and a little bit of the Shield for heat protection. I'm gonna spray it in her hair, and I'm gonna take my styler and I'm just going to create bend. Working with fairly, I'd say this is probably 2 inches deep and 3 inches wide. I'm gonna take my styler, I'm gonna place it into the hair, holding my hand down at the base here so I don't make creases. If you hold it up here, you're more likely to make creases in your hair. So I'm gonna hold back here and just using my thumb, basically I want the hair to sit within these plates and then glide through. I'm not putting a lot of tension. So I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna rotate my wrist towards myself. I'm gonna slide down the hair. I'm gonna rotate away from myself. I'm gonna continue this motion. Now I went through and I added loose texture throughout the middle and ends of Lindsay's hair. So I'm gonna go into the top part here. I have her fringe set aside and a little like mohawk section on top of her head pulled out. I'm going to make a center part because that's how she likes to wear her hair. And I'm gonna take this top section and I'm going to style everything over directed forward with my Confidant styler. I'm working in 1 or 2 inch sections. I really just want it to be thin enough that it makes good contact with the heat plates on this styler. So I'm just going to slide, I'm just giving it some polish up by the root, and I'm over directing forward so that I get volume whenever we comb the hair back. And I'm gonna start my bend right about below her brow. That's gonna keep it looking really modern. I'm gonna put my styler in, I'm gonna wrap it around, and I'm just gonna glide through the hair coming forward towards her face. I leave the ends out, keep them a little straight. I can give them a little polish just by tapping and pulling through. Still directing forward, so I'm smoothing. When I get to her brow level, I'm gonna start bending. Bend and pull forward. I like to hold sometimes when I get a lot of curl just to keep like a nice elongated wave to it. So I'm gonna divide her fringe. I'm still just working in really manageable sections, pulling everything forward. I like to smooth until I get to about brow length, and then I'm gonna add a bevel with my styler, and I'm gonna hold it just to keep it nice and long around her face. Everything that I'm adding a bevel to is going away from her face, but I'm directing the hair forward. So I'm curling away from the face and directing her hair forward. Smoothing, going to the eyebrow. That's where I'm gonna start my bevel. Okay, now that we've finished curling and over directing everything forward, I'm gonna go ahead and set the volume in. So you're gonna want to use these setting clips. Duckbill clips will leave a crease. These will finish without leaving a crease. So I'm gonna take my hand just like this, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna sandwich her fringe in the front of her hair, and I'm going to pinch it together. And I'm gonna put my setting clip right here. So basically, I am trying to set her hair forward towards her face. Once I've got my clips in, I'm gonna take a little bit of plus size mousse. This time I'm gonna use about a tiny little golf ball size amount, not a full palm. And I'm going to take my fingers and rake some of it through, focusing on the fronts of her hair and squeezing a little bit into the top right here. Then I'm gonna take my dryer and I'm gonna put it on low airflow, high heat, and I'm gonna set the style in. And I'm gonna hold the hair right by the clip and direct my dryer up and away from her face. This is doing a few things for us. One of the things it's doing is it's going to relax some of the curls by adding some heat. The other thing it's doing is allowing the hair to set into the shape that's going to stay framing around her face. I'm going to concentrate a little bit of heat up here, right at the top, where her roots are, so that it stays sitting forward. To finish, I'm going to use a little bit of Headstrong hairspray here. I'm gonna spray it, and I'm gonna follow immediately with heat. So I'm really drying it in. letting that hair get some memory. Same thing, I'm gonna spray. Now I'm gonna let the hair cool for just a moment. When it's fully cool, I'm gonna remove my clips. And I'm gonna use my hands with my fingers closed. I'm not gonna rake through everything. I'm just gonna use my hands and kind of massage the hair forward and break it up a little bit.